Now, if you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. So let me explain. First off, it's free. I'm not joking, you guys. The Anchor app, it is free to use. Second, there's creation tools that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Now that's awesome, isn't it? Third, Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard everywhere, you guys, on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and so many more platforms. Fourth, you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. Now, is that awesome, you guys, or what? That's just terrific. And finally, it's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So I have another podcast with Anchor, and I'm just loving Anchor so much. I love it. It's so very easy to use, guys. So why don't you download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. What's up, you guys? And welcome to the official podcast of Damian Talks Education. So listen up. I am here to talk about all things education on my podcast. So get prepared for some realness and honesty of education as I walk you down through various of topics that's happening in the education world with some amazing guests, to sharing stories relating to education and so much more, because I got you covered with education. So join me on this journey of education with me. And happy Friday to all of you guys. We have made it through the week, you guys. We'll give yourself a hand claps, you guys. Yes. So, you guys, on today's episode, I have a very special person, you guys, returning back on the podcast, you guys, this season. And I'm so glad that this person, this person always agrees, to come back, onto my show every time. And I appreciate this person so much. So let me just hop right in, you guys, of introducing this amazing person who is one of my good friends, you guys. He is a co-host off of Future Educators Talk, off of Friends with Damian and Andrew. He is the host of his own show, Let's Frett About Education, and his new podcast, The Substitute Tour. So everyone, please welcome back onto my show, Damian Talks Education, Mr. Andrew Frett. And welcome back, Andrew, to my show, Damian Talks Education. So welcome back. This is season 4. Welcome.
Season 4, yes. So glad to be back. How y'all folks doing? How the fam doing? I know y'all miss me. Stop playing. But yeah, new this year. I don't know if you already told your viewers or not. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that out of the way. You will see me more often than ever before. So some episodes I'll be here. Okay. Some episodes I won't. And here's why. In case I just want to clear the air, just in case the people that are watching are wondering, where is he? In case I'm not here. I am recording. I have my other show, which I will get into later, towards the end of this episode, where I'll be talking about my day as a substitute teacher. So that's it. That's all you need to know.
Yeah. Yes. And thank you so much for bringing that up, because I forgot to mention that at the beginning. Yes, you guys, this season, you will see Andrew even more, you guys. Like he says, some episodes he will be with me as my guest co-host, and in some episodes he will, not be, you guys, because this is my show. So, but not to, not to, X you out, but yeah, you guys. So this season, like I explained, at the premiere episode, this is going to be a huge season for me, you guys. So let's hop right in, you guys, to today's episode, shall we? Which is today, you guys. We are going to be talking about, and also, you guys, he is my guest co-host for today, you guys. Forgot to mention that. So let's hop right in, you guys. I am going to be me and Andrew. We are going to be give you guys some strategies to help our Black students feel at home in school, because we want them, especially our Black students, to where, they can come to school, they can feel very safe, because some Black students, you guys, you have, who don't, even care about school to begin with. They don't feel, whatever school they go to, they don't feel that it's safe for them. They have, these different problems, with their teachers and stuff like that. And they just don't feel, like welcome as with, with the white students. I'm gonna just say that. And we have to, you guys, before we dive into this, we have to let them know, and I'm going to say this throughout this episode, I know it. We have to let them know that our Black students, we need to let them know that they are valued, because I don't think we really, I just like, to me, I'm just speaking from my behalf. When I was in school, and then probably Andrew would chime in when I finish. Back in school, you guys, to me, I didn't feel like I was, very appreciated enough or valued, because here's one thing, and I did an episode of this very early on, probably it was back in season 1, of where I was talking about building relationships with your students. And at one particular time, you know how, teachers, they call out students, to answer questions or do this and that. And with me, they always like to, you guys, in my case, call on the exact same students for everything. Because you know why? And I said in that episode, because that is their favorite students. I'm going to just put it out there. I don't care what you guys say. Those are your favorite students, because you always, always pick on them for everything.
Right.
Every single day. You don't even acknowledge the other students. I have experienced that, seriously. And I'd be like, okay, why are you? Because at first I was like, okay, they're probably, I don't know what they was doing. But then, along the line, I was like, wait a minute, wait a minute. This is not right at all. What about the other students? They have voices. Why not choose them? To me, that really needs to be, that is one problem that I saw back in school. And it makes, did that ever happen with you, Andrew? Have you ever seen that happen?
Oh, plenty of times. Plenty of times. But it's kind of like unexpected.
Yeah.
So it's like out of the blue. For no apparent reason.
Yeah.
So teachers need to stop doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's putting them on the spot, and nobody likes putting them on the spot.
Oh, yeah.
So like now the teachers be surprised when they get the answer right. So
Mm-hmm.
it's
Mm-hmm.
a situation.
You guys, I just have to say that. So, you guys don't, I don't want you guys coming at me for, because this is my opinion. So I may not be right about it, but it's whatever. So let's get into this episode here now. Especially this episode particular is for all of my white educators out there. And you guys always know what's up. Make sure you have your pen, your notebook, to jot these down, these important, facts and notes that I give you guys in each episode. So let's begin with this. White teachers who take the time to know their Black students as individuals, they can foster a feeling of belonging that our students really need. Now, you
Yeah.
guys, yes, Yes. Now, this past year, guys, back in 2020, we all know, that protest, it was calling for attention, to systematic racism and police brutality. That has no doubt that has impacted our students, our Black students. And, we start to, invite the uncomfortable conversations. We start having those types of conversations on the experience of Black students within our, classrooms and communities. Now, many white teachers out there, you guys, they have been, examining the many ways in which they can make their classroom environment more welcoming to our Black students, and to also bring justice to the center of their work, of our work. White teachers, they can implement so many strategies to ensure that their spaces, please jot this down here, that their spaces allows our Black students to feel seen, valued, and heard. Did you guys hear what I said? That includes our Black students as well, not just only to our white students. Our Black students, they need to feel seen, valued, and heard, because we have voices too. We have voices as well, and they need to be seen. You need to hear us out, not just always, cutting us off. Why is that? And then, with our white students, you just let them go ahead and talk. And then with us, as soon as we begin talking, and then, whatever we're talking about, you just want to, cut us off like, all right, yes, 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 all right, let's get back to work. No, 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 no. So please, do that. Let's dive right into, I have 5 ways that I have researched, to help our Black students feel very welcome. And then Andrew, he will probably chime in as well to give his, opinion on this, or his take of how, our Black students can feel very welcome into our classroom. So number 1 that I have researched, you guys, is, please jot this down. Feel free, to pause, this video throughout, this entire episode, so you guys can catch up on what I am saying. So number 1 is to pronounce the names of our students correctly. Pronounce the names of our students correctly.
Can I say something about that?
Go ahead before I begin.
You don't have to speak on that. Let me do this one. Let me do this one. Okay. So pronounce their name correctly. Okay. That's one of the tip title. I got it from here. Pronounce their name correctly. So when I mean pronounce their name correctly, that means pronounce their name correctly. You know how many times I have mispronounced somebody's name? And I'm a substitute teacher. So you know how many times I mispronounced somebody's name? A lot. Okay. Now, when I go down wrong, if I can't, now I know the students will laugh at me, pronounce their names correctly. When you're going down wrong, try your best to pronounce their names. Like, even try your hardest. Try. Okay. Even as am I pronouncing it correctly? If not, then let the students pronounce their name correctly. So that
yes.
It may take you 3 to 4 tries to get it right.
Right.
Let me tell you, make sure you pronounce their name correctly. It may be a weird name, but at the end of the day, you're here with your students every day. Every day. So, yeah. Well, not every day, but you know what I mean. And that doesn't involve with school. That also involves with life as well.
Correct.
Because there are some of my coworkers that has a their names are so hard to pronounce. I even have to come up to them and ask them, like, how do I pronounce your name so that I can get it correctly, so that I know next time how to pronounce their name correctly when I introduce to someone. So yeah, that's
Yeah. Absolutely. Yes. Yes. Yes, you guys. And then I want to leave off this here before we move on to the second one is it's okay, you guys, to make mistakes and shows the importance of using mistakes as learning opportunities to improve. So you guys, it is okay if of making mistakes. You guys, that is part of us. We're humans. We're all gonna make mistakes. We're not all perfect. So it's fine. Okay. You guys, like I said there, learning opportunities, they are, help to improve. So learn by your mistakes, learn by them. It is okay. Don't be ashamed if you mispronounce a student's name. It's okay. It's fine. You just if you don't know how to pronounce it, you could just ask the student to see how to pronounce their name. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It's not going to. I'm gonna just keep it to myself because I don't want y'all to come at me. But yeah,
no, 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 no.
it's okay.
It's
It's
not going to hurt
fine.
you. It's not going to. No, I take it from here. It's not going to hurt you. Okay, because like I said before, you're gonna have some names at your coworker has a difficult name to pronounce, and it's okay if you mispronounce their names. They may look at you weird, but of course, everybody's not perfect, so we're trying to figure out how to pronounce their name correctly.
Right. Exactly. Exactly, guys. So that is number one. Pronounce the names of your students correctly. Now let's move on down to number two, which is get to know the Black children in your class. So through knowing your students as individuals, you can celebrate what they bring to the classroom. Like what do they bring to the table inside your classroom? So, but also with this, you guys, be careful not to call them by the name of another Black student in the classroom. That is so very important. Please be careful with that because you know why? Many students, as young as first grade, they speak to the experience of being called by the name of another Black student in the classroom. And this can be this is very harmful and traumatic. And it also sends a message that you do not know who your students are and that you do not value, like I said earlier, who they are as individuals in your classroom. So please try not to make that mistake there. Be careful not to call, them by the name of another Black student in the classroom because I had this happening. You guys, all Black. Let me just put this out here because I don't know why some of you guys think, but we're not. All of us, you guys, we are not the same. Okay, we are not the same. I'm sick and tired of quite hearing that. While I was back in school and stuff. Then even when I be walking around, we're all not the same, you guys. We don't have the same exact names. We don't have the same exact family. This and that. I don't know why some of you guys think of that. So please be Andrew. You're muted. What you want to say? You're
Okay,
muted.
let
Oh, go
me
ahead.
let me back up what you
Go
said.
ahead.
Now there are some names. Okay, there are some names that are going to be the exact same as yours. Okay, like my name, for instance. I mean, well, the name that I rather go by. Okay, is the
Yeah.
same as everybody else. But at the end of the day, like you said, everybody's different. I have a different last name. Now there are some rare cases, rare. cases where you when you have the same last name. It's rare, but just know before you introduce to them, just know I'm not related. Okay, just know that I'm not, and I'm not related. There are, I think I saw a video or TikTok or something where there are two teachers that has the same last name, but they're not related at all. So there are, but they have different names, but they have the same last name, but they're not related. I just want to kind of put my 2 cents in, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, you guys. So let's move on, you guys, to number 3, which is, and you know, you guys, you guys know I talk about this a lot, on my podcast here with Black History, which is number 3 is to present Black history and culture in ways that are affirming. Okay. Now, when you speak about the Black experience, do not start those types of conversations from a place of struggle or pain, because Black children need to see images and stories of Black joy. Yes, we do, you guys. Yes, we do, because the world is heavy enough, and their experience in school, it should be where they are affirmed and they are celebrated, from the stories that they read to the images that are placed in the classroom or, around, the school building. So that is number 3 there. All right, you guys, we're going to move right on, you guys, to number 4, which is to present diversity within our Black students, you guys, in their communities. Now, often when Blackness is shown, it prioritizes some whiteness and students, who are darker in skin color. So you guys can find images of people that expand the Black diaspora and feature dark skin, their texture hair, their braids, and other styles. And this is so important to fostering a healthy sense of identity, where all Black students, they can see themselves represented throughout the classroom. And, it cannot be toxic. And as I was reading this, you guys, I'm remembering back from when me and Andrew off of Future Educators Talk, this was our season 3 premiere, of where, and this happened back in 2020, the start of 2020, of where this Black teen, and I shared this story on here, where this Black teen from Texas, he wasn't allowed to walk at graduation because of his hair. And the school did not have no idea of his family history and all of that. They just wanted for him to cut off his dreadlocks, because to me, that probably did not, go by of what they wanted in the first place. Like, this is not allowed in our school. Okay, well, and as I explained in that episode, his hair meant something to him and his family, because it runs down from generation to generation. And all of a sudden, you guys had a problem with it. And I don't know if he had it, his entire life. Did he had it at the start of his senior year? But it's just like, you guys are now realizing that, hey, he had dreadlocks, and then like, this doesn't meet our standards. So in order for you to graduate, you have to cut it off. I mean, who does that? What type of school does that to a student like that? What about other students who had dreadlocks, because of course I know that wherever he went to, some other students did have some dreadlocks. I can guarantee you that. But because he is Black, no, that doesn't, run by us. So that's my 2 cents on there, because I just still can't believe that really happened. And so, yeah, Andrew, have a take? No. All right, you guys, we are moving down to our last ways, which is, do not make the Black students be spokespeople for the Black community. Now, now, when teaching to all of the students, do not single a Black student out to comment or put them on the spot to ask them their feelings and thoughts about issues affecting the Black community, like from historical events such as enslavement, Jim Crow, the Civil Rights Movement, and current events like the Crow Act, voter suppression, the murder of George Floyd, and so many other Black men, in 2020, and with Breonna Taylor, will have an impact on your Black students. And it is very important that they are not to be burdened into the classroom to offer their perspective. Now, Black students, they are already, they are processing these events and what they mean for them, not what other people think, but for them, as they, they navigate, their Black identity in, this world that we are living in. And let me hear from you, Andrew, if you have a thought on this, because I don't know why, and I have seen clips of this, and I also seen this firsthand too. Why do they always come to us for comments, and for us, to share our thoughts and feelings of what they have seen and stuff? Why do they always have to come to us for our response firsthand?
Listen, I talk about slavery, talk about Jim Crow. Oh, Darren, do you have anything else to say? Do you have anything? Do you have a comment about that? Or David, do you have anything to comment about that? Like, what are we supposed to say?
Exactly.
What are we supposed to say? Oh, we can't really say anything because we're just learning as the other students are. So, I mean, we don't know. Okay. Yes, our ancestors have lived through it, but not us. Okay. We don't know. Okay. So stop coming to us. Okay. Talking about them topics. I'm letting y'all know now. Stop doing that and continue with the lesson.
Exactly, because to me, it's like not our job to always, educate you guys on what you guys, you are the educators. You should be doing your own research firsthand and not always trying to come to us and now these are to the white educators.
Resource before you teach the lesson anyway, anyhow. Stop coming to us for resource. Do your own research. Like I said before you ask me any questions, do your research. Do your own, right? Do a little bit of digging before you ask us anything. Okay? I need to see proof that you did research.
Exactly.
Because if you just throw this out to use us as a resource, use somebody else. Don't pick me. Use somebody else. Okay? Because I don't know what to tell you. Like, I really don't. Like, do you want me to bring in that special guest to tell you what it is? I mean, because I don't know. I don't know. Okay, we're learning. Hey, we're learning the same thing as you are.
Correct.
So,
Mhm.
so stop doing that. That's why I said the past two didn't say anything, but this time, look, okay, get it together, please. Okay. All right, I'm gonna be quiet
So,
now.
oh no, you're fine. You're fine. I hope you guys heard that out. I hope you guys heard that out. So those are 5 ways to help our Black students feel welcome, and I hope to the white educators out there, and then also with my future teachers out there. Hope you guys wrote all of what we have talked about, so you can use this knowledge and put it into your classroom. So hope you did that. And that is it, you guys. But before we end today's show, Andrew, I'm going to let him, you guys, as I explained earlier, before he came on, he has a new podcast coming out, the Substitute Tour, and then his
Yeah.
show is back. Let's Fair About Education. He is also a substitute teacher. He is still a co-host off of Future Educator Talk, and then also on Friends with Damian and Andrew. So I'm going to let him have you guys to share all the good news with all of you guys. So yeah, because I haven't been really touching base onto that. So Andrew, tell us all of the things that you are working on right now. First,
Oh,
let's talk about first your show. Let's Fair About Education. Let's talk about that because you are in your third season. Congratulations.
thank you.
So
I totally appreciate that. Yes, we are in our third season of Let's Fight About Education. Um, you might see a familiar face again for this show, so you might see a familiar face. But yes, we're in our third season with more topics than ever before than I did last year. Of course, things are going to be a little bit different from last year. Well, not last year, but last season than this season. So it's going to be um, a little bit different. Also, speaking of a little bit different, brand new intro and outro for Let's Fit About Education. So you will hear that by the time this episode comes out. You will actually hear the brand new intro and outro of Let's Fit About Education by a special help, of course, Mr. Damian Anderson himself. So thank you to you, sir, for the brand new intro and outro. Much
yes,
appreciated. Um,
yes,
so when this comes out, I believe this will come out in August.
correct.
Okay, so when this episode comes out, we will be almost close towards our season 3 finale. Um, yeah, season 3 finale. Yeah, I know. But don't fret. Season 4 will be my last season. It's the farewell season. It's the Frett farewell season. You know, I think all season. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for the final season. I'm not sure yet. But stay tuned. But that's it for Let's Write About Education. Now switching gears from Let's Write About Education to my brand new podcast that
Mm-hmm.
is out now. It's called the Substitute Tour.
Yes.
Yes. Which is a brand new broadcast that is coming to Tuesdays. Well, it's actually out now on all platforms. It's a brand new podcast where usually we'll be talking about my day as a substitute teacher in Wake County. Because as many of y'all do not know, that I am a substitute teacher for Wake County Public Schools for this school year. I actually got renewed for this school year, but for this broadcast, I'll be talking about the past school year where I started in April and this school year. So in July, which was last month. So make sure you stay tuned every Tuesdays for that. Also a brand new, it's a lot different. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this. It's a lot different. The format of my show is a lot it's a lot different from Let's Fret About Education. And I'm not going to explain anything once you listen. And once you listen, I would say the first 4 episodes. If you watched or listened to the first episode, you would know what I'm talking about. But if you have not already, just be ready. Okay. Yeah. So, Fret About Education done. Substitute tour is done. Substitute teacher done. Future Educators Talk. We're about to.
Let's touch base on that, because this episode will come out, you guys, in August. And we have something planned, you guys, for in September. So I'm gonna let the founder of that podcast
again.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna let Andrew. You go ahead, Andrew, and tell them what's happening in season 7 of our podcast.
So but when this episode comes out, we will be in our 6th season. Yes, 6 season, not 15. 6. Read it the other way. Okay. We're doing we're doing something a little bit different for next season.
Yeah, so you guys, make sure you check out it. You guys always know they're always down, I'll show them, right here on the screen as you're seeing it right now, of, follow his shows, follow him on his social media accounts, and support him. You guys support him, because I support everything that he does. He supports me right back. So you guys, my DTM fam out there, support him, you guys.
You never know. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
You never know. I'm not going to do breaking news. Not just that. Because you never know what's going to happen in the next couple of weeks or so. I'm just going to have to put that out there, just like how Coach has an announcement. I do have an announcement. So I'm just going to leave that at the table. I'm just gonna have the door open, but so make sure you follow me, because you never know when that big announcement is going to announce. So
okay. All right, you guys. And then I forgot to mention this at the beginning of the episode. Well, at the beginning of the episode, I did not have them on, but I had them on during this episode. You guys, you see I am wearing my glasses. I have never worn them onto the show, but now I am, because you guys, now I really can't see now, so I need to wear them. So and I look great in them. There's no glare in them, so just to put that out there, you guys. So thank you so much, Andrew, for joining me today as my guest co-host of Damian Talks Education. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate, if I could speak on today, I really appreciate you coming on. So thank you. And you guys, like always, you guys, until next time, take care of yourself. Be blessed and enjoy your weekend. Peace out.
Thank you, Diane. I truly appreciate it, even though I had you yesterday by recording yesterday. So thank you, Diane. Welcome back, Diane. I miss you dearly from yesterday. So thank you.
Because first off, I am in my fourth season. I had season 3, I have celebrated my 50th episode. I am bringing on my lovely co-hosts, all the future educators talk to my show, and also they will be taking over my show as well. Me and Andrew, we are going to do a crossover episode. You guys, this season is going to be even better than the past 3 seasons before you guys. So, without that out of the way, let's kick off today's episode, you guys, shall we? Andrew, was you saying something? You were saying, was I frozen while I was speaking? Okay. Yeah. How am I now? I'm not frozen. Okay, thank you. Yeah, because I kept on saying frozen while I was speaking. It's like, okay. And then I saw it pop up like